Alright, we'll start a new recording. Voted on like old, bald, blind human? Hey, perfect. Whatever people vote for, the amalgamation of all the votes will become my main pawn, who I will name chat and yell at every time you make a mistake. Okay, so yeah, I think right now we're gonna go because we have 2 hours left. We're just gonna kind of hang out and we're gonna make a tier list. We're gonna rank all the Final Fantasies on various different categories. I don't know what the best program to do that is in Photoshop, maybe? Maybe the easiest. We'll try it. And I'll change my category to just chatting. Two hours of Gunpla is Saturday. I mean, I could. But, oops. I do want to do this ranking because I think it would be fun. I think it'd be good content. So what is next? So now that we are done Final Fantasy IX, in a couple days, in less than a week, on the 22nd, we will be starting Dragon's Dogma 2. It releases the day before, which I have been hotly anticipating ever since it got announced. And we are very, very close to it coming out. Yep, alright, whatever. Fucking... Alright, I have to... I can't use Photoshop. Because... Adobe's being Adobe. Can I close this now? Alright, that's fine. We'll just use paint. Fuck it. Why not? Alright. Get this open. Haven't made my official Risen Pawn, just been making other characters the whole time. I know. At character creator, you can do a lot with it. Let me just capture this specifically. Mess paint. Perfect. Why is it capturing so weirdly? That's odd. Alright, we'll do this instead. This is better. Okay, so what are the categories? What are we thinking? We're gonna have story, we'll have combat, we'll have battle theme, boss theme, final boss theme. What else could we rank them on? Best protagonist? That could be a fun one. Protags? Yeah, we could do that. Let's do best combat. Oh, why is the resolution so low? Hang on. Can I make this larger? I so infrequently use paint. How do I increase the size? Down here? A new one, maybe? Save. Grid line. Can I not change the resolution of paint? Yeah, we'll put FF15 in this just for fun. So we can have something that rounds out the bottom. Visual design, title art. Ooh, that's good. That's a good call. All right, you know what? Fuck it. We'll I wanted to do this an easy way, but I don't think there's going to be an easy way. Because I can't use Photoshop. Is there like a tier list online thing that I could do all of these on? Well, I guess no, tier list is... That's for multiple rankings. Fuck it, I'll just use WordPad. Why not? Font. Larger. Alright. Best combat. That's actually larger than I thought, but that's fine. I think that's enough. Oh, and we'll get a playlist going here. Just so we have something to listen to. My playlist open. Forget what the volume I had it set to. That's sure. That'll work. Can I get my playlist capture in here actually? Wait, hang on. Just so people can see what's playing. I need a scene. Source playlist. Over here. Oh, I thought that works. Hang on. There we go. It's like down here. There, that works. Cool. Right, based on how smelly the MCs are. Spine aches for democracy, but I have work in the morning. I should get some rest. Democracy does require some rest. Okay, so best combat. Actually, we'll list the games that we're ranking here, just so I remember. So we've got FF4, FF7. Should we rank Crisis Core? Yeah, fuck it, why not? Crisis Core. We didn't play Dirge of Cerberus. FF8 and FF9, and then we'll put FF15 on here as well. 14 I'm not going to put on here just because that's such a giant game, it's not really fair. FF15, they don't seem to shower. Do they ever shower in any game? Let's drop that down a little bit. 36. Okay. So, which game had the best combat here out of all of these? I think personally, if I had to rank it, it might be 4. I really like the combat of 4. When old friend groups have started randomly campaigning for 14, fellow you should know? Hell yeah. Another one joins. And just in case you forgot, I fucking did the command wrong. It's my own command. I made it. Materia system for me. The materia system is good for sure. I like the materia system a lot. I would say the reason I like FF4 the most is because the actual combat of fighting the people, I loved all the different puzzle bosses. I loved that, like, every time you got to a new boss, it was like, okay, what's this guy's gimmick? How do I manipulate it to win? And I always just felt like that was super fun to go through. Comparatively, the build system for 4 is very simple. It's just like pick the thing with the biggest stats, slap them on everybody and you're good to go. 7 had the materia system, which was fun to build, but I felt like the actual combat of 7 was very simple. It was mostly just bonk them until they die. Same with 8. 8 was a little better. But I like the junction system more than the materia system personally. The materia system is nice. I would say it's definitely like 3rd on the list. But I like the junction system a lot. But the FFA combat did still suffer from like the just bonk until die. But you could just do that in more interesting ways with all the different things you could junction. To me anyways. So I will put FF4 up here. We'll say FF4 was the best. Then we'll put... Oh, where would we put FF9? I did like the equipment system with the abilities in 9. That was nice. Hey, Toaster, thanks for the 7-stream streak. Yeah, touch turns to piss, so wrap your arms around me and leave me a list. What the fuck? Okay, sure. Gotta hang out with Waffle less. 4, 5, 6, yeah, okay. Where would I put 9? I do like the combat of 9. I just feel like there was too much about it that was frustrating. Waffle doesn't talk to me anymore after shot him in the back of the head with a breaker like 4 times in game. Very nice. Yeah. Because like the basic setup is similar to 4, but the bosses don't have as interesting gimmicks. In fact, they barely have any. So it's almost the worst of both worlds. Where like you're doing turn-based combat, but you're still just hitting the boss for whatever does the most amount of damage. You just have to deal with like healing and reviving people more often. I did think the equipment and the synthesis stuff though was interesting. I did like it. So yeah, I think I'll put FF8 on 2nd. I can't capitalize numbers and I'm sad about it every day. But FF7 in 3rd, I'll put FF9 in 4th. Crisis Core. Crisis Core, gameplay-wise, was fun right up until you get, like, the hard content, where you just have to spam the same ability over and over and over again, and it becomes really bad. So, Crisis Core goes in 5th. 15... Actually, would I put 15 above Crisis Core? I felt like 15 I really struggled to play. It felt like there were so many abilities that just didn't flow together very well. It's been a long time since I played 15, to be fair. But I felt like I was trying to do, like, combos, and the game was fighting me on every single aspect. Like, every time I wanted to do something, it was always like, fuck, what control is that? Maybe it was a control issue, I'm not sure. But I'll put 15 in the bottom. Yeah, I think we'll put it there for me. My personal ranking. Yeah. 4, I think I still had the most amount of fun in the actual combat. But 8, I had a lot of fun with the junction system. And every time you saw a new spell that an enemy had, you were like, oh shit, hell yeah. How is this gonna junction? That was always fun. Okay, so that's best combat. Now, best story. Make this a new page. Never mind, pages aren't a thing in WordPad. I should split it up. 15 is so good, said nobody ever. I'm just gonna do... Actually, what I should have done. This, make things easier for me later. Copy that. I loved holding circle. Alright, best story. This one's gonna be tough. Crisis Core and 4 are gonna be competing for the bottom. I think 15 actually, despite its massive problems with its story, did actually get me. I've said actually like 9 times. did actually get me kind of emotional in some of the cutscenes. So I will rank it higher than 4 and Crisis Core, which were so nonsensical that I could barely follow them. I mean, completely different combat system locked behind a paywall and a super move. Oh, yeah. That's also a thing they did. Forgot about that. Yeah, we'll work from the bottom up here. I will say at the bottom, I'm going to put Crisis Core. Crisis Core's story was so nonsensical, I didn't even know what anybody's motivation was by the end. I truly did not give a shit about any character. And it didn't even fix the problems I had with 7's story, which I was hoping it would do. It was just more context for the same result. So, Crisis Core story-wise is mostly a waste of time. In fact, I actually actively hated Genesis Valentine. Every time he came on screen, I was like, fuck this guy. God, I hate him. Yeah, it's literally backstory for Cloud's sword, and none of it makes any sense. I was hoping it would actually give me more backstory to Sephiroth, and like his, you know, make him more of a character, because he's barely a character in 7. He's like introduced as the main bad guy, and that's kind of it. So I was hoping it would give like a little bit more to him, and it did barely. Not nearly enough to make any difference. Song is playing right now. Looks like it'd be, or feels like it would be right at home in Borderlands 2 or RimWorld. Yeah. Ace Combat 7 is a couple songs that are like very Western inspired. This is one of them. Drag Racer is another big one. So yeah, Crisis Core is at the bottom. 4 I would say is above that. FF4, I was like, this is like a decent fantasy JRPG story. Like, I didn't mind it. And then there was a certain point in the story where they undid one of the most impactful emotional beats by reviving 2 characters who, by all means, should not have been revived. Like, it was impossible, but they just hand-waved it. They're like, ah, they're back now. Where I fully checked out of the story. I was at that point being like, okay, this is like, you know, kind of tropey, you know, a little silly. You can see the plot beats coming, and, you know, it's very soap opera-ish. After that point, I was like, this is dumb. I'm just not going to pay attention to it. And it did get worse after that. So 4 is definitely at the bottom. I think I gave 4's story like a fucking 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I can't remember. I can't remember what I voted for or what I rated it when I finished it. After that, got FF7. We've got 7, 8, 9, and 15. I think 15's at the bottom of that list. FF4 out of 10, yeah. Honestly, that might have been it. I think I might have given it a story a 3. I can't even remember. But it was bad. By the end of it, they were just pulling out like actual soap opera tropes, and I was like, okay, we're moving on. Yeah, 15 did actually have like a 2 or 3 emotional beats that did get me, of like, oh, I actually feel something here. But it is almost entirely nonsensical and unfinished. Also, the ending is terrible. So I think 15 is clearly at the bottom of that list. Like, poorly done multimedia game story. Yeah, also, the story is locked behind other media and also kind of DLC. It's tremendously unfinished. Imagine feeling. Can't help you there. Now, that leaves 7, 8, and 9. This is going to be a controversial one. People are not going to be happy with what I do here. But in third place, between 7, 8, and 9, it's FF7. I like FF7. It definitely had good moments. I think the characters were written well, and like their own little arcs were good. Main plotline and the main villain, mishandled. I do not think Sephiroth is that good of a villain. Oh yeah, the love story between Noctis and Lunafreya that you don't see. It's entirely told and not shown. God, 15's a mess. Yeah, 7 Yeah, I do not think it's better than 8 or 9. I think 7... I think 7 would have been higher if the ending had not been so bad. I agree, Sephiroth is incredibly overrated. I like him, I think he like plays a good villain, but he's not like exceptionally good by any means. He is okay. Yeah, he is not what I would put in like the top 10 video game villains of all time. At least by quality. If it was by like how iconic they are and how memorable they are, then yeah, he would be like near the top. Everybody knows Sephiroth. But actual well-writtenness? Nah. Yeah, he comes out of nowhere at the end of Midgar. He's mentioned, I think, 2 or 3 times, just by name, and the only thing you know about him is that he's the best soldier that ever lived. That is all you know about Sephiroth, and then you leave Midgar after he, like, kills everyone in Shinra, and then you go to Nibelheim, or not Nibelheim, Clay, I think? I forget the name of the town, but you go to that one town and you have the flashback sequence with Cloud and Tifa. And that's the first time you see him, and he's literally not a character until he goes insane and becomes evil. He's just like stoic, calm, that's it, thank you. He's just like stoic soldier guy, and then he goes crazy, and then he's the main villain, and it's like, alright, sure. Gotta fight somebody, I guess. So yeah, FF7, I think the character writing is good for like the party, but the main plot line, particularly when it comes to Sephiroth, really is not great. So it goes in number 3. Now, best story, FF8 or FF9? They're both good. 9 is well put together. I think it's the most well constructed. It's like got no plot holes. Everything flows very well from one moment to the other. All the characters have like good like backstories and moments as part of the story. But the ending really drops the ball. The ending is really important to me as a story. You gotta be able to tie everything up together in a satisfying way, and FF9 just does not do that. They had the makings of a good ending, and then they just like... Necron shows up, Uja dies, Zidane goes missing, and then the game ends. He comes back and that's it. I did like the epilogue between everybody, but if I had to choose between FF9 and FF8, I think FF8 is the better story. I think emotionally, FF8 hit a lot harder for me than FF9. Oops. And I think a large part of that is the romance between Squall and Rinoa. Despite everybody's problems with that romance, I actually really like it. Particularly that emotional moment they had in Ragnarok where they basically like open themselves up to each other and like are really honest with each other about how they feel and like their fears and shit like that, which is so incredibly rare in media when it comes to romances that it just like it makes it for me. And the ending for 8 is great. The ending sequence where you actually fight Ultimecia and like people get lost in time. And like Rinoa has to go looking for Squall because he gets lost. And that death facade I feel like is a lot better handled than 9's was. Yeah, I think 8 just had more beats that I cared about. Where I was actually like, oh shit, this is happening? Here we go. Like, let's fucking do it. 9 was like, you know, there were things happening, but I never felt like the stakes were all that high. I think boss is funny, just kill your team and you're good, yeah. Gameplay-wise, that's a whole other barrel of fish. But, yeah, I just felt like I felt more on the edge of my seat with 8 than I did with 9. 9, I feel like, in their effort to make it a little more, like, I don't know, kid-friendly, I guess, kinda? Or, like, a little lower intensity, just didn't have, yeah, just didn't have the impact that 8 did. For me personally, anyways. I do think, though, it is the most well-constructed. As far as, like, you know, pacing, FF9's pacing is very, very good. And there's, like, no plot holes. There's just things that I wish they had done better, and I feel like things they didn't fully explain that they should have. I also feel like the Terra and Gaia storyline should have been earlier. I think that should have been hinted at way before they did. Because it really feels like midway through the game, you kind of finish the story and then a new story starts. You know what I mean? So maybe the pacing's not that good, but yeah, I think FF8 overall I like more. Now, let's do the music here. So we're going to do best overall OST first. And then we'll do the individual tracks. Please internet like this, I believe, Winder. Now. Yeah, this might be where FF15 does actually raise up in the ranking, because 15's soundtrack is quite good, actually. That's probably by far its best aspect. I would agree with that. Games or whatever, do you prefer a weak body and a good ending, or a strong body but a weak ending? I personally, if I had to pick, I would pick weak body and good ending. For me, the ending is so important that if you have like a good middle part but fuck it up right at the end, like the whole thing falls apart, right? Because I think a story is only as good as how well you can tie everything together, right? This is the Kingdom Hearts problem, where like you have so many threads in Kingdom Hearts 3 that you've built up over the course of like 20 fucking years or however long it was. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 just could not fit everything together in a good way. And I think overall it brings the whole story down. Because in a lot of cases, the body is just introducing aspects that you're going to deal with later. So it's all about the resolution for me. You got to be able to resolve your plot threads, or you're just wasting people's time. Okay, what was the worst OST? We'll start from the bottom here. For me, that was FF9. That's an easy one. I think FF9 by far had the weakest OST of any game we've heard. After that, I would have to go back and listen to the OST of Crisis Core, to be perfectly honest. I can't remember a single track from Crisis Core. Yeah, I don't remember any of the tracks from Crisis Core. Hang on. We're going to pause this for a second. And I'm going to open up YouTube here and go through some of the lists. Yeah, you have some of the FF7 tracks. I'm searching YouTube and YouTube. I'm an idiot. Fucking Crisis Core Reunion OST. Okay, this I remember because it's right out of 7. This is Bombing Run. Right, there's the title theme, opening cutscene, mission. Okay, so it's mostly just 7's track, but like reorchestrated from what I'm seeing. Probably why I don't remember it super well. Oh, this is new, I think. Maybe? I think so. Okay. Pretty good. It's got a lot of stiff competition, though, I will say that. OSTs very rarely disappoint in Final Fantasy games. Alright, this one's super generic. I remember this one. Sounds like from Custom Robo for me. Okay. I might still be putting this near the bottom. This soundtrack is a lot better than I thought it was. What's the final boss theme? A lot of rock themes. A lot of butt rock. Let's see if I can find it. I actually don't know which one of these it is. Hold Your Way? Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of like kind of okay rock that I'm hearing. which is not bad, but yeah, the fact that I can't remember very much of it, I'm gonna put it low. I don't think it's bad necessarily, but not as good as the others. Yeah, the one thing Square is really good at, no matter the quality of the game. Exactly. The OST is so bad, you give it an incomplete like a school teacher? No, I can't do that. Yeah, we'll put Crisis Core at the bottom. So what do we have? 4, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, 4, 7, 8, 9. No, wait, no. No, we have 9. So, 4, 7, 8, and 15. I'm a noble man. Ooh, okay. This one's gonna be tough. These are all very, very close. I feel like 4 had a very strong battle and boss battle theme. I feel like the rest of the soundtrack isn't quite as good, but I feel like I could say that for 7 as well. In fact, yeah, I would say more than 4. I would say 7 is guilty of that. It does have a lot of good boss themes, though. FF4 at 4? Yeah, I would say it's either 7 or 4. 7, I think, has like really iconic tracks, but I think overall there's a lot of tracks in it that were not amazing. Birth of a God and One Winged Angel, yeah, but it all like 8 has the Extreme, Enforce Your Way, and Man with a Machine Gun. 4 has the boss theme. I don't think it has a name. It's like Battle with the Four Fiends, I think. And the Zeromus theme. Yeah, I think I'm going to put 7 down here. I like the iconic tracks for 7, but I feel like overall, there's a lot of tracks that are not as good. The world map theme of 7, I hate the world map theme of 7. That was one of my least favorite songs in all of that game. It's so repetitive. I think it's probably got my least favorite overworld theme. I might have to re-listen to it maybe. But I just remember flying around with the fucking airship and being like, oh my god. I'm so tired of hearing this song. Like the same 15-second loop over and over again. Maybe I'll re-listen to it, but I think I'm still gonna put it down here. Let me look at it again. What the fuck is this? Let's listen to it again. 7 OST, please give me the original. Thank you. Oh, it does have Bombing Mission as well. Bombing Mission is a classic. Very good. Which one is it again? Birth of God is your favorite song from 7? It is a good one. I think it's really underrated. Where is it? It's not this one, is it? Yeah, this is the first one, okay. This is not the one that I hate. This one's not bad. I don't know what it's called, unfortunately. Oh, it does have Genova as well. Also a really good track. I might take a look at another listen to 4. Maybe I would put 4 below this. But this has the Gold Saucer theme, which automatically puts it at the bottom of the list. Yeah, the Highwind song. Which one is that one called? Right, because this is the origin of the Gold Saucer theme, I do have to put it at the bottom, unfortunately. Not actually. But that song does give me PTSD. This might be it. This is one of the overworld themes. Is it Sid's theme? Maybe it is. This one's not bad either. It's the one with the Highwind, though. I can't find it. This one? Yes, this one. I fucking hate this song. It's like a 10-second loop that just doesn't stop. And it drives me nuts. like one of the least dynamic songs in all of the OSTs. And I really do not like listening to it. Let me look up the FF4 OST again. Now, 4 is tough because I heard the orchestral soundtrack, the remake version of it. I wanted to be able to compare the two, but they didn't add that button until later, which was annoying. Well, let me listen to the original soundtrack first, and then we'll look at the remaster. All right, that's the classic prelude. We know that one. That's another classic one. The Red Wings. But like ba 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 ba. That's a good one. Yep, I remember this one. Theme of Love. Okay. I'm not gonna listen to the battle themes because that's gonna be its own category, so we're just going over like the basic stuff. Yeah, this one I like as well. I never felt in 4 that I disliked any track that I heard. This is the overworld theme, which is a good one. I don't know, man. I really like the 4 soundtrack. Well, I feel like 7 wasn't, overall didn't have as many, good ones. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm struggling on that one. You know what? I know what's going to make this decision. I'm going to put... I feel like I'm going to be listening to a lot of stuff. I'm going to put 4 below 7 strictly because in FF7, during the cutscene with Sephiroth in the flashback, it's got that like... It's got like a track that's like a low beat to it, and it's just kind of like a low like bass track almost, or like a percussion track. I can't even remember. But he's in the library, right? And he's slowly going crazy based on what he's learning. And then he has that line where like Cloud comes in, he's like, "What are you doing, Sephiroth?" And Sephiroth is like, "I'm going to see Mother." And then the chorus comes in with like the male vocals. I'm putting it above 4 specifically because of that cutscene, because that was really, really well done. I still remember that cutscene super well. So based on use of the soundtrack, I will say I will put 7 above it. Now, we have 15 and 8 left. Yeah, that was a moment where, like, if I'd been playing that as a kid, well, I was like 4 in 1999, or 1997, I was 1. But if I'd played that as a kid, like, later, I felt like that would have been a huge moment of, like, oh, shit. Even as an adult when I was playing it, I was like, fuck, that's well done. So now we have 15 and 8. This one's going to be rough, because 15's soundtrack has the benefit of being a very modern soundtrack. And I'm not sure if Soken did 15. I'm not sure who the main composer was for 15. Actually, I could look that up. Look that up real fast. Oh, it was Yoko Shimomura? Oh, that makes it even harder. I love Yoko Shimomura. No wonder it's so fucking good. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay. That's rough. Ugh, I gotta listen to the 15 soundtrack again. I like 8's soundtrack, but 15, I don't know if there's a single track that I dislike. Am I accepting ties? No, there has to be a winner. My kindness only extends so far. I don't know which. This one is 171. Why this one was 96? We'll do this one just because it's easier. Let me listen to Somnus again. Yeah, no, nobody gets gold. Yeah, the fact that 15 is even in the top 2 is already a big accomplishment. Yeah, Somnus is really good. What I really love is the boss themes in 15. Specifically Hellfire that has like 4 fucking phases. And like all of them are incredible. Also the there's like a bunch of battle themes as well. This is one of them? Yeah. Oh, this one is so good. Fuck. I know it's a battle theme, and I know I wasn't listening to those intentionally. Oh, right, in the lounge music one. Classic. This one is in Japanese. I can't read this one. Yeah, only think about 15. That's good. I guess you used to say graphics as well, but... eh. Okay, it's kind of an atmospheric one. I think this is another battle theme. Like 5 of them in 15. Okay, that one's... that one... These ones sounds like they're from fucking, Forza. God, that bassline's good, though. This is the one that I eventually got PTSD from, because this was the mount music for the Regalia in 14. But it's still pretty good. What about, this is another battle theme? Yeah. 15 looked kind of dated. I don't think I played it when it came out, so it's hard for me to say. I would have to look at other games that came out at the same time. This is tough for me because, like, the thing that carries all of Kingdom Hearts for me is the music. And it's mainly because of Yoko Shimomura's work. I love her work so much. One of my favorite composers. This is another battle theme. I can't remember if this one's a battle theme. I don't think it is. Oh, that's really good. Fuck. Sounds a good win here. Witcher 3 came out the previous year. I do not think The Witcher 3 looks good at all. That game, if anything, looks dated. I think it is better art design, but graphics-wise, I would not say it's better. Oh, interesting. Okay. Another battle theme? Yep. God damn. PS2 graphics still amaze me. I mean, for me personally, like, graphical quality is not that important. For me, art design matters a lot more. Like, Okami's my favorite game of all time. That tells you a lot. Also another one. Oh yeah, and Apocalypse Noctis. There's a boss theme, I think. God, like 15 has so many bangers. And 8 has a lot of bangers too, but I don't think as many as 15. I might have to give 15 the top spot. Like, even all the other tracks are so good. There's so many good tracks. Yeah, and I like 8's OST a lot, but I don't think it's as good. Especially when it comes to, like, the overall OST. Oh, but it does have Liberi Fatali. Oh, which I do love. Liberi Fatali is amazing. Oh god, this one's hard. I love Yoko Shimomura's work so much, but man, 8 was on some other shit. Blam Garden theme. The overworld theme. Like, so many tracks in 8 I can think of. Like, they're so memorable to me. I mean, we did just play it recently, but... Is Somnus level good? For me, yeah. I like Somnus a lot, but... Liberi Fatali having, like, a fucking... like, opera is so huge. Like, goes so many places. Ooh, God, that's tough. Don't have to choose now. Oh yeah, it's another battle theme. I think overall I'm gonna give it to 15. It's really hard to judge all of the tracks in the game, but I know for a fact that 15 has like 5 different battle themes and like 8 different boss themes or some fucking ridiculous number. They've got a shit ton of battle and boss themes, and every single one of them are amazing. So I think that alone will give it the top spot. Yeah, it's really close. But I'm gonna give it to 15. 15's soundtrack is just stellar across the board. 8, I think, overall, I think was slightly weaker. Okay, so that's overall OST. FF8 being higher than it's going to be in anything else. Best battle theme. Now this one's going to be tough. Isn't a fight against Ashy Prime without a wipe? God, I believe that. Yeah, 15, 8, I think if it had been fully orchestrated... Like, here's the thing, right? I'm going to have you listen to 2 songs real fast. Let's find it in here. Alright. Or we're going to skip, like, the opening to this. I'm going to skip a little into this. So this is the final boss track for 8, right? This is, like, the start of it. I'm going to kind of blast it here. Hopefully it's not too loud. Alright, there's the drop. This is probably my personal favorite final boss theme. Yeah, it takes a bit to get going. I mean, in the game, there's a reason it has that big build-up. Because it's part of a cutscene, kinda. But, like, this is great. I like this a lot. And, like, this section here, specifically... Sorry if this is too loud. This specific part is my favorite. Those fucking keyboard runs, incredible, alright? Love this song. Now. Listen to this. So this is the beginning here. We'll skip a little bit in. Put a minute in. Past the build-up. Approaching Ash Prime, pull little lick macro. Why do you have that? Don't answer that question. Listen to how much better that sounds with a full orchestra. We'll skip a little bit in to get the organ run here. Oh, it's right back here. Not too far. It's a little bit ahead. God, it's so good. It's coming up here. I forgot how this song works. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's after this part, that's right. the final boss theme of 15? No. This is from Final Fantasy 14. Here's the part that I love. The point I'm making here is that if 8 had been able to be fully orchestrated like this track is, I think I would put it above 15. I think 8 was very held back by the technology of the time. In which with my eyes, yeah, they kind of stylized 14 weird. I get what you mean. Yeah, and I think that's why I put 15 above it. I think that's the benefit that 15 gets, is that because it was modern and able to be fully orchestrated, they were able to do whatever they wanted. Nobuo Uematsu was very limited by the technology of the time. This is 1998, originally. So, I think just for that alone, we're gonna put 15 above it. FF10 lowercase LV, yeah. Actually, 65. I forget what L is. I think it's 50? I can't remember. Anyways, that's the point I'm getting across. So that's the reason we're going to put it above. Is just for the orchestration alone. Actually, that song is part of this playlist. Because I love it so much. I think if it had just been fully orchestrated, it would be maybe the best Final Fantasy soundtrack. Be 45? Okay. Oh yeah, I guess because it's before, so it's minus. Might have shot in best battle theme. Yeah, so best battle theme here. I mean, it's tough for 15, right? Because 15 has like 4 of them. From that, and I pissed that Google knew what I meant. So what's the worst one? I mean, this is also a problem with Crisis Core, because Crisis Core also has like 5 of them. I will say, based on the fact that I can't remember a single goddamn one, I'm going to put Crisis Core at the bottom. I think Crisis Core is mostly just like butt rock, which I appreciated at the time, but I would not say it's better than any of the other ones. After that, it's going to be FF9. FF9's battle theme is mediocre. I literally just finished playing FF9, and I can't even think of the battle theme in my head. So we're going to put that at the bottom. Which leaves 7... 4, 7, 8, and 15. Had one track the whole game? I couldn't tell you. Because I think, like, if you fight at night, it has a different one. But, I mean, they're all good, is the issue. So it's hard to pick. I will say competing for best is 7. 7's battle theme is iconic. Every time the fucking ba 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 came in, it's actually part of this soundtrack, I'm sure. Let me find it. Yeah, those who fight. Like, it's classic. That fucking horn hit is so good. Every time it came on, if you were here when I played 7, you knew that every time it came on, I would be like, ba 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 ba. One is very, very good. Now, FF8 also has a pretty good one. I think it's all I also have downloaded. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one, which is good. But I feel like it's not as good. I feel like it's got a lot of build-up, but it doesn't hit quite as hard. Yeah, and I mean, as far as iconic, FF7 wins no contest. Everybody knows the battle theme for FF7. I do like this one for 8, though, I will say that. However, 4 also had a pretty good base battle theme. I'm not sure if it's in this list. Might not be. I don't know what the name of it is, unfortunately. Might be under B for battle theme. Okay, I have the boss battle theme, but not the regular one. Let me find that one. Oops, not 5. We have not played 5. Oh, wait, what? Oh, Final Fantasy 35th Anniversary Special. I did not watch that. Okay, this one is good. I do remember it. Yeah, okay. I would say it's good. It's not as good as the boss theme. The boss theme for Final Fantasy IV is incredible. So this is definitely lower on the list. I would say, yeah, I put this up one at the bottom here. In 4th place. 4 for 4th place. So it's 7, 8, and 15 competing for the top spot. Let me take a look at 15 again. I will see what pops up when I put in FF15 battle theme. It's Stand Your Ground, is that the base one? Oh god, this one's so good though. This one's so good it could be a boss theme in its own right. You know what I mean? And it even has the 7 thing of like having such an iconic intro. Like the fucking dun 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 dun. Like it's got a really catchy intro that like you immediately recognize. And it's got like a good pounding percussion in the back. Well, it's not really, you know what I mean. I think 7's battle theme is better than 15. I'm inclined to agree, and the reason for that is that I like the intro to Stand Your Ground. I feel like the mid-section of 7's battle theme is better. It's like more dynamic and more interesting to listen to. This is definitely good, but not as good. Yeah, I think so. So I think I'm going to put FF8 in 3rd. I like its battle theme, but not that much. Man with the Machine Gun is iconic, but doesn't really count here. It's not the main battle theme, it's the side battle theme. We'll put FF15 here, and we'll put FF7 at the top. Yeah, I think that's good. Now, we'll do best boss theme next. That's, yeah, I think definitely the reason it's orchestrated that way is because they're trying to make room for the sound effects, which I totally agree with, but I think overall it makes the song weaker, right? It works better in practice, but as an individual song, not as good, in my opinion. Boss theme is going to be rough. Now, Crisis Core, I'm going to look it up because I literally don't remember it. I don't even know if it has a boss theme. It must, right? The Summoned, I guess? This one? Okay, no, that's a different one. Okay. Not crazy about it. Not huge on it. This is very mid-2000s to me, of like, we're just gonna jam an electric guitar in here and hope it works out, and it just doesn't. Now, that said, this one? Battle 2? Yeah, too much trying to bank on nostalgia there. That said, I think I like it more than this one. Yeah. I think overall, I think this is my least favorite boss theme. Crisis Core at least is an arrangement of a good boss theme. This one just doesn't do anything for me. I think it evokes the right emotion of like being very tense and scary, but it's not one that I like listening to. Yeah. I'm putting FF4 or FF9 at the bottom. And then we'll put Crisis Core. Now, this is going to get really hard. Those two were fairly easy to put the bottom. I kind of knew I was going to do that. 4, 7, 8, and 15 have phenomenal boss tracks. This is going to be fucking brutal. Let me look up what 15's boss theme is. Because there's a couple of different boss themes. I'm looking for like the generic one. Is it Omnis Lacrima? This is the basic boss theme? Oh my god. Yeah, because 15 has like a lot of bosses have their own individual themes. I think there is a basic generic boss theme. I think it is this one. It's like not all of them are unique, but all the big story ones are. There's that fucking Shimomura piano in the background. I recognize that from a mile away. That's classic Shimomura. Only has like 5 bosses, yeah. Yeah, okay. I like this one a lot. But I would say the individual boss themes for 15 are much better. Yeah, there's a playlist here called Battle and Boss Themes. There's 19 fucking videos in here. Jesus Christ. They went all in. Yeah, Trial of Titan is Apocalypsis Noctis, which is incredible. Omnis Lacrima is the base boss theme. Leviathan gets 2. And Apocalypsis Aquarius is like so fucking good. I don't even remember this one. This one's kind of whatever. Yeah, I like them for sure. But if we're just going off the basic boss theme, I would say this one is at the bottom of the list. After it's very Star Wars. I don't know if I'd say Star Wars, but it's very sci-fi. Got a lot of electronic music in it. I don't remember this one either. What's the final boss? Actually, we'll get around to that. So yeah, I think of the ones that we haven't listed, I think I'm going to put 15 at the bottom. Because 4, 7, and 8 have just the best boss themes in the series. Four especially, I really, really like. Let me listen to them all in sequence. I think I have them all downloaded here. Let's see. So this is the boss battle for 4. Well, actually, we'll do 4 last. That's the one I remember pretty well. 7, I believe, is Genova, right? Or no. It's, this one? Yeah, those you fight further. Genova's like a side boss theme. For 15, you get your time to shine. Maybe if you're a good game, you'd shine more. Yeah. This one is good. I think like the guitar at the beginning, like that's another iconic like 7 riff. I think the mid content of it, not as good. It's definitely good, but it's not as good as the start. Compared to 8 with Force Your Way, which is like from start to finish a really dynamic track. And it also has a very iconic intro. That's another thing where it's like every time it came up, I'd always sing it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put 7 below 8. But the one I want to check, I haven't listened to in a bit. I remember it pretty well, but let me think here. This is the remastered version, so actually let's listen to the original. Just to be fair. Boss battle. Yeah, this is possibly my favorite. It's got a great intro. It's got a great middle. Doesn't really end because it's video game music. And that fucking bass line? Come on, man. Like, very dynamic. That's the one thing that gets me is, like, you can't be boring to listen to, right? You gotta keep modulating things, like messing with the sense of time, the rhythm. Because if it's just the same thing over and over again, it just gets boring. And I feel like Final Fantasy is generally very good at that, but some are better than others. Yeah, I think this one's my favorite. It is the shortest loop, though. It is a minute. But man, do I like that loop. Compared to, and of course the remastered one is, you know, great. Because, of course it is. Yeah, I think of the 3, 7's my least favorites. It's tough between 8 and 4, but I think I'm going to put 4 above it. We'll do FF4, FF8, FF7. I'm not putting 6 on this list because it's been too long since I played it. I would add it to this list once I complete it. Now, for the big one. Best final boss theme. Sorry, that's me. God, it gets tougher and tougher. 15 could score highly here. I don't remember what this one's called. We'll count the phase 2 as well as different songs, because that's how it's orchestrated. Yeah, I'm thinking it's top 3 as well. Excuse me. God, that's good. It's so epic. There's phase 3? Fuck me, there is. Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna count Dancing Mad as like one complete song, then we gotta count that as one complete song. That's definitely very good. That's in the top 3, I think. FF7, of course, everybody knows it, but we'll listen to it anyways. Do I actually have it downloaded? I don't think I do. Kingdom Hearts is one of my favorite RPG series. Yeah, no, that's fair. I love and hate Kingdom Hearts. Like I've mentioned before, I have like a 60-page document on the whole plot that I still haven't finished. But the OST is really the reason I'm still playing. It carries the entire franchise. Birth of a God is a separate track. It's not the final boss theme, so we're not going to count it, even though it is very good. One Winged Angel is good. Not that good. It's definitely a great final boss track. And of course it's iconic. But I don't think it's top 3. I think in the top 3, it's going to be FF8, FF15, and FF4. Sentimental connection to the franchise, so I have a moral obligation to play every game. I call it being emotionally held hostage. But yeah, you can phrase it like that, sure. Yeah, One Winged Angel is good for sure, but I don't think it's top 3. I definitely like it, but not that much. FF9 and Crisis Core. I'm gonna have to listen to Crisis Cores again because I do not remember it. Boss theme, which one? Oh, I guess the price of... Nah, that one doesn't really count as the final boss. Which one of these is it? I thought it would pop up right away. Is it this one? Oh, this is the original. That's not the one that I'm familiar with. I guess they changed the OST quite a bit. Is it this one? Gift to the Goddess? No, this is short. Is it the Soldier Way? Yeah, that one's the worst. Easily. Tinker Pill. Oh, wow, yeah. I can understand having a big connection to KH after that. Jesus. Crisis Core is at the bottom for sure. After that is FF9. We were just listening to it and I was not impressed. After that is FF7. One Winged Angel. I mean, a fucking ginormous gap between 7 and 9. That is a big jump. Okay, so the last ones we got are 15, 8, and 4. I think 4 is going to be number 3. I like the Zeromus theme, but not that much. It's definitely a very good theme. Yeah, Final Battle. Obligation to play all of them. I'm still waiting for Missing Link to come out so I can torture myself that way. I haven't listened to this song since we played the remaster, and I still remember it. And it's even got like an organ run there. Oh man, that's good. And it's got like a bit of a tone change here. And then it kind of slips back in. Ooh, a little like percussion change up. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a really, really good one. Yeah, I even remember that part. Yeah, no, this is definitely top 3 material. This is a good one. Now, is it better than 15 and 8? I like 15s. It's definitely very good. Not as memorable. I think 15 is very good at sitting in the background and letting the other sounds of combat play over it. But I don't think it has the very memorable instrumentations that this does. Let me listen to it like side by side. I mean, game reviewer, I wouldn't be allowed to review Kingdom Hearts games? Yeah, that's fair. Is it Magna Insomnia? Is that what it's called? Oops. Yeah, like to me, this is like if I was looking for there we go. If I was looking for a music to use for like a D&D game, like in real life, and it's like I want to have like a really rad final boss theme, this would be fucking perfect. Right? Because this is not going to get in the way of people talking and like thinking about their turns, but it's setting the mood. You can still hear it and still feel like, ah, shit, this is the one, this is the big one. But as an individual song, lacks the impact that the 4-1 has for Zeromus' theme. Very good modern orchestration, but I think I'm putting 4 above it. And of course, in the first place spot is the Extreme, for obvious reasons. Because the Extreme is my favorite final boss theme, possibly ever. It's the reason I wanted to play 8. It's the reason why I started the whole fucking thing. Because I knew I loved the Extreme, and I was like, I want to hear it in game. Among other reasons, but that was the biggest one. I actually don't know if it would be my favorite final boss theme of all time. It's definitely up there. Even my favorite games of all time, like I wouldn't say their final boss themes are that high. Like Okami's final boss theme, Yami's theme, I like it. Or I guess depending, I guess the Sunrise is technically the final boss theme. It really depends on how you look at it. It's kind of got 2 for story reasons. And I like the Sunrises a lot, but like, man, the Extreme is so well made. Like as a song to listen to, it's incredible. And like Twilight Princess, its final boss theme, honestly, don't even remember that well. I remember it kind of, but it's not super memorable. It's not the reason I like Twilight Princess as much as I do. And for the 3rd place spot is 14, which is currently, I guess, the current final boss, I guess, of that plot line is, spoilers, kind of, just for the name, is Endsinger, which is incredible. I do love the Endsinger theme. I'm pretty sure I have it here somewhere. It's in here. I don't know where, but it's in here. I can't find it, but it's definitely in here. I love it a lot. Any case. which I do like a lot. That's probably actually up there. Specifically because it brings back like so many motifs from earlier in the game. An incredibly well-made track. But I still think The Extreme is my favorite. Now, if 6 was in this list, if Dancing Mad was here, that would be fighting for top 2 with FF8. Dancing Mad is, I think, in my opinion, Uematsu's best work that he's ever made. That's his magnum opus. But it's not, so 8 takes the top spot. Alright, what were the other categories? I think we had Best Pro Tag. That's a good one. Let's do Best Pro Tag. Now this is one Crisis Core could score very highly on. In fact, Crisis Core might take the top spot. I love Zack. I love Zack because he is, in all instances, just a dude. Know what I mean? Zack Fair is just a guy who got wrapped up in something really unfortunate. He does not belong in the edgelord fest that is Crisis Core. Yeah, Crisis Core could take number 1 here. Because we're fighting against Squall, Cloud, Cecil, who might be at the bottom, because I don't give 2 shits about Cecil. Zidane, who I do like. He's up there. And Noctis, who is pretty whatever. Yeah, I don't hate Noctis. I think he's high up, but the competition is stiff. Squall, I think, is going to be low. I love him personally. Well, I don't know. I do kind of love his brooding edgelord sort of deal. And he does have one of the best emotional journeys of any pro tag. Maybe the best. Actually, now that I say that, yeah, his character arc might put him in, like, number 2. How many other games do you play as just a dude? I mean, not that many. Dork Cloud has to be at least 4. Yeah, I think he's pretty high. The reason I might put Cloud lower is because I think his character arc is kind of abrupt. Where he goes from being, like, kind of, you know, I'm just a soldier, I'm soldier guy, all I care about is the money, I don't care about my friends. And then he immediately 180s into, I'm the protagonist hero character. After the dream sequence with Tifa sort of deal. Let me list them all out so I can just look at them and know. I think Cecil's going to be at the bottom. Is FF4... Is Cecil... FF7, of course, Cloud. Oh, there's the song I was talking about. Endsinger Phase 1, that's what it's called. This is a really, really good track. Cloud, FF... Oh, sorry, Crisis Core, going in order. Zack. FF8. Squall. I so want to call him Cloud. Every time I think about him. FF9. Zidane. Not Zidane, it's Zidane. FF15. Noctis. Yeah, it gets explained. Like, I know why it happens. I just feel like it could have been a little bit more gradual. And I think once he gets out of, like, once he becomes the protagonist hero guy, he's sort of bland. But that kind of happens with Squall as well, so it's tough to say. I would say at the bottom here, easily, is Cecil. I can't remember anything about Cecil. He is incredibly bland. He starts out as kind of edgy, and then becomes a paladin, and is basically not a character anymore, and just a vehicle for the player. So I don't care at all about Cecil, and he's easily the worst. After that, I think I'm gonna put Noctis. I like Noctis, but I feel like he doesn't have enough character until near the end. Remember anything about Squall personally? That's fair. Squall is very much like brooding teenager for the first half of the game. And then he starts to really come out of his shell once Rinoa dies, quote unquote. And then he has like the really emotional heart-to-heart with Rinoa, and then he sort of like talks more about it and he really opens up. The characters mean anything to me. That's fair. Yeah, like I think his arc is probably the best done out of all the characters. I think Zidane, I like Zidane's character. He just doesn't really progress much. He's kind of the same from start to finish. He's a little bit more roguish at the start, and then that kind of gets toned down near the end. Cloud is very stoic and like straightforward, practical sort of dude. And then he has his dream sequence, and then he kind of becomes a little bland. So I think I'm gonna put Cloud in 4th. I think as a protagonist at the start, he's not amazing. And at the end, he's a little bit mediocre. Yeah, Soldier Cloud to Dork Cloud. I just don't feel like any part of his writing was like particularly noticeable to me. I think after that is going to be Zidane, sort of for the same reason. I definitely think he's got a lot of personality. Which I like. Like, I definitely feel like he's his own character and not just a vehicle for the player. Senator C remakes Dork Cloud, yeah. But yeah, like, he doesn't get much of an arc. And he sort of falls into the same plot hole that Squall does, where, like, once his love interest is taken away, he just becomes a brooding mess. Actually, that's not really what happened to Squall. Squall becomes obsessed when Rinoa dies. Sort of a different thing. But yeah, I think Zidane, he's good, but he's not as good as the others. I think in 2nd place, I'm putting FF8 for Squall. I like Squall a lot. I like him as a broody teenager. I think it's great. I think when Rinoa dies and he becomes kind of obsessed, it's a little bit of a hard turn, but I get it. And I think it's really well explained why he's the way he is. And we see him change in a very understandable way. In a way that, like, makes sense and is well done. And I think by the end, he kind of falls into the hero archetype that it's well done. However, he's not number 1. His number 1 is Crisis Core, which is Zack Fair. I love Zack Fair. Zack Fair is the only redeeming part of Crisis Core's entire story, where he is truly just a guy who got wrapped up in something that he shouldn't have, and now he has to deal with it. I still remember near the end of the game when Genesis Valentine is like, do you remember the line that leads into Loveless Act 4? And I think me and Zach both said in unison, of fucking course not, except he didn't say fucking. Which was maybe my favorite moment of all of Crisis Core, where he is really like, no, I don't know your fucking poetry. No, I don't know what's going on. I'm just here to fucking help my mentor and try not to die. Like, what the hell is happening? He's such like a good everyman, where he's like, you know, he's a little bit dorky at the start, but like, yeah, he's just like, he's so in over his head and has no idea what he's doing and is just trying to get from A to B and ends up getting wrapped up in this whole elaborate plot line, which I just love. I love Zack. He's so good. Didn't like Loveless, so I didn't like Genesis quoting it every 20 seconds. Every time he was on screen. Alright, so that's best protagonist. Is there any other categories people can think of? I think it's a pretty good list. In our little Final Fantasy Game Awards. God, I do love this theme. I think this theme in particular strikes such a good middle ground between fitting into the background so you can hear all the other sound effects on top of it, while also being a really good and dynamic track. Soken is so good at that. One of the best composers for hitting that middle ground. I feel like every track he composes does it. I can't wait to play FF16 and hear that soundtrack. I've specifically held off listening to any of 16's soundtrack, but I know it won Best OST at the Game Awards, and I think it was absolutely worth it based on what little I've heard. Coming this year, do you confirm that? Or is it just a rumor? Because I also believe that is the case. If they've confirmed that, that'd be great. If it could come out during the winter time, that would be phenomenal for me. It is confirmed? Yes. I think Yoshi P did say he wanted it out sooner rather than later. For PC. I think that's a good list, though. I'm happy with that. FF4 had the best combat, 8 had the best story, 15 had the best overall OST, 7 had the best battle theme, 4 had the best boss theme, 8 had the best final boss theme, and the best protagonist is Zack Fair. I'm pretty happy with that. We'll save this for later, why not? I'll grab that later. Requirements are pretty high, I guess. I mean, that's not surprising. Modern games are pretty performance intensive, especially for PS5 ports. I'm hoping the Dragon's Dogma 2 is not a technical mess when it comes out. Capcom's been pretty good about releasing stuff on PC. They've had pretty good PC games, which, considering they want to focus on PC as much as they do, makes a lot of sense. But we'll see when it comes out. They were releasing a demo prior? Oh, for 16? I'll have to check that out. My computer should be able to run it, but we'll see how well it runs. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right. We'll be adding to this list one day, because I plan on playing more Final Fantasy games. Waiting for the PC version before I do the DLC. Oh, for 16? Yeah. I'll be playing that on stream depending on when it comes out. I'm assuming it's coming out in like the fall/winter, which will be perfect for me because I won't have anything going on at that time. I have everything mostly planned out until Dawn Trail releases, which is in the summer. Because Dragon's Dogma 2 is next week. And I don't know when Dawn Trail is coming out, but probably not super far after Dragon's Dogma 2. If it releases, it depends, right? Because if it's releasing, I get a bigger one. Yeah, April, May, June. I actually might have quite a few months before Dawn Trail launches. It's okay. Yeah, I've heard it's not amazing. I've heard it's decent. I think I'll still enjoy it. I'm hoping it releases in June. I have a feeling it won't. I feel like they would have announced the release date by now if it was coming out in June. So I have a feeling it's coming out in July, which means that I mean, what's left of March and probably most of April is going to be Dragon's Dogma 2. I hate the dialogue in it. Really interesting. What about the dialogue do you hate? Is it just like super wordy, or does it just not make sense? Probably have to figure out what to do in like May and June. We might be able to fit another FF game in there. Comes off as a teenager wrote it. Interesting. I'll have to when I'll play it I'll find out, I'm sure. They say fuck a lot? Ah. I see. They want the They went that route for gritty fantasy realism. Okay. Yeah, because like we're coming to the end of March, so that's gonna be taken up by Dragon's Dogma 2. So it's like this, pretty much all of April is gonna be Dragon's Dogma 2. Pseudo Middle English like speech. Yeah, well that's a given considering it's Western fantasy. They do that shit in 14 all the time, so I'm probably fine with that. Because 14 is chock full of that. Everybody's vaguely British. Well, unless you're talking to Organge, who's even worse. He's like Shakespearean. But in any case. Yeah, so I think that'll be it, folks. That'll be a stream from me. We will be back with more stuff on Monday. I'm not sure what we're doing. Actually, you know what? I know what we're going to do. We're going to play Sifu on Monday. Because I've been playing that game a fair bit. And I played the game before a bunch, but I like it a lot. And it'd be a fun stream to just start a new playthrough of that and see how far we get. Possibly even beat it. I am pretty good at the game. But, yeah, we'll do that on Monday, Tuesday. Not sure what we're doing. I might do like a FF14 stream. Just be like a super casual, relaxing day before Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out and all hell breaks loose on this channel again, where we play nothing but that. Which we will be playing every stream day, by the way. PGR and Gunpla will not be coming back for a while, because I need to play that game as much as possible. I am so excited. But yeah, we'll figure out what we're gonna do. But yeah, I do want to play Sifu for one of these streams, just because that game's dope. But in any case, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking around for this, for everyone who did, and for everybody who watched Final Fantasy IX. Thanks to everyone who's in chat: Windier, Lightning, Toaster, Waffle, Arsai, and everybody else who said hello today. We appreciate you. Windier as well. I think I might have said Windier twice. That's fine. And everybody who's lurking, we appreciate you as well. Let's see where we're dropping you off, shall we? Just gonna switch to this screen real fast. I browse through Twitch, so you can't see all the titty streamers I'm subscribed to. Okay, we get a couple options. Let's see. You know what? I don't think we've raided Tuna for lunch in a bit. He's back to playing some Hunt Showdown. We love saying hi to that boy. That's not how you spell raid. There we go. We're gonna go say hi to Tuna, because we like Tuna. He's a cool dude. And he's local. He actually lives, like, within driving distance of me. Him and Tommy Dime both. Not that I have ever met them in real life, but I just happen to know that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on Monday for some Sifu. And, yeah. We'll see you next time. Have a good night, folks. Bye-bye.